Selling design sprints is not easy. Yes, they are fancy, buzzy, and great, but it's not easy to convince people to commit and trust it. Here are a few important tips. If you're a product leader or a designer and you want to try to convince your management and team to try out new processes like design sprints, then you're most likely to get objections. People naturally try to keep things the way they are, as it's safer for them and more predictable. This puts you in a position of selling the experience. Design sprints, although many are aware of the trend and buzz around them, are just as difficult to sell as any innovative process. If you want to be able to try them and plug them into your company culture, you better get into a salesperson mode. But not these sleazy salesperson that scams you into buying things you don't need. I'm talking about the real craft of selling, which is the removal of objections in the way to closure. The most important thing you need to remember when you're selling anything is that people are not going to be excited if you just tell them about it. You may be totally excited about it and you may talk about the features and benefits. However, you are already after a journey and on the other side of the convincing canyon. You need to guide them through it and help them do the same journey you did before you explain why they should try it. The first step is understanding the problem. Before you even offer running a sprint, you need to ask about the challenges and make sure you understand. You should ask whoever you want to convince where they are now, what are the challenges they are facing, and where do they want to be in a year or two from now. This will set up the scene for you as somebody who really cares about them and listens. Done right, you are already halfway through. Sometimes it's a good idea to fish for challenges in the process that design sprints often solve, like lack of alignment on the challenge and solution, the need for something tangible in their hand, like a fast prototype that will help them better understand where we are going, the need to move faster, and above all, the need to get confident about the product market fit and how it will be accepted by the potential customers. You can fish, but don't push it. You need to talk less and listen more. Step 2, offer them a taste. The best way to understand the benefits of a structured process like a sprint is to do a short hands-on experience. After listening to the challenge, offer a short workshop, not longer than an hour, handling one of the issues you discussed. It can be done in the coming team meeting. Say something like, maybe today we can try something different. We have a video for you that explains exactly how this is done, so check it out in the comments. By doing this, you will show them how structured workshops can eliminate ego-based discussions and empower teams to be creative. If you let them taste it, they'll become addicted, and it will also position you as someone that makes things fun and efficient. Step 3, deal with objections. You will probably get many objections when offering such a big change with regards to a very important project. Remember that design sprints are by definition built to solve big problems. So you are asking for a big risk move, and you should expect rejects. Don't try to convince them or hard sell it. Remember that you want to help them solve a problem. Here are some of the objections we often hear and how we deal with them. You may hear a lot of people saying, we already did a lot of these processes and it's mostly not productive. This is very true, and in many cases, workshops are great fun, but do not yield results. What you can do with this type of objection is to offer a little bite of the process, like I offered before, so they can understand how practical it can be. And you can also mention that this process has been validated by hundreds of really top companies and startups like Lego, Slack, Twitter, and Google. We already did it. In many cases, people hear about it, but in most cases, if it did not ring a bell, it's probably because it wasn't done in full or by a good facilitator. As if they did the user testing part. If not, it's not a sprint. It's a product workshop. It's a huge difference. The user testing is probably the most important part in the sprint. And if it's excluded from the process, then it's just not it. letting the team down. In high-profile challenges, not getting good results can be very stressful. For people running their first sprint, this is definitely a legitimate concern. If this is your case, you may want to start on a smaller scale, workshopping different parts of the sprint. Yes, they can be used separately and be great. Try also running a few user testing to get a hang of it. If you're not feeling confident enough, you may consider asking the help of an external consultant running the sprint for you. You can't sprint on this product. Yes, some of the challenges are not right for design sprints, and you need to make sure that the challenge fits the scope of a design sprint. We have a video that can help you with that too, and I will include it in the notes. Some think that the product is too complex and it's not a fit for a sprint, and some products may need more than one sprint. However, you gotta start somewhere, and the sprint will get you a fast forward into the future and help you understand the core value proposition. Be realistic about the scope you can handle. You can choose a sliver of the experience that you know that if you figure out, you can solve other problems in the product. It's too expensive. That's my favorite. The nice thing about sprints is that they are predictable and you know exactly what the outcome is. Unlike other processes, you know what you spend and what you get. Ask what's the alternative. How much would it cost you if you do not do a sprint, or if you make a wrong decision about the product and find out only when it meets the users? That's all for today. Thanks for listening. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and get our weekly updates about product design, innovations, and sprints. See you next week.